Hey there, entrepreneurs. Are you ready to fast track your business success? Tune into the Ground Up Podcast, your ultimate business guide, brought to you by Roy Mangrum and Terry Bargy. Whether you're just starting out or looking to skip those common business pitfalls, we've got you covered. Our mission is to help everyday entrepreneurs like you achieve stability and success faster than ever. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe to the Ground Up Podcast today, and let's build your business from the ground up. Available on all major streaming platforms. Don't miss it.
What's up, Nashville? How are we feeling? You probably can't answer that, but you can. Answer it wherever you are. My name is Sav. We are so happy to be here again with you. Where's my camera? Hey, how are you guys? I
Still in my material. I'm still in my material. No.
Anyways, I'm botching this intro. Welcome back to the NFM Podcast. We're happy to be here. I am Sav, and I'm here with my good buddy, the Jarrell Webb.
That's me, baby. Yeah.
How does it feel to be introduced? I don't think I've ever
it feels pretty good.
been the one to say your name.
If you want to run that back, clap.
Yeah. Well, I think that would be great. Like, I think we can add that trend in post. Can you add claps to post? There we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. It feels good to be introduced. You know, I like it.
It reminds
good
me
for
of
my
that
ego.
Video. You should repost this at least once a month. The video of you standing on the corner of some building, just screaming at Nashville. It's so epic. And you're announcing your program. But you got to reuse that once
100%.
for something else.
Yeah.
How it feels to be the Jarrell Webb and then
I like it.
the rooftop.
I like it. It feels pretty good.
Good.
Now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. We love that.
Yeah. How's everything going? I feel like you gave us the Oprah Sav intro. It was very
you get a car.
Yeah, it was very
do you love bread? So
last time it was a country Sav. This time it's very polished. Hi guys, hope you guys are having a great day.
If I'm giving off Oprah vibes, I'm winning. I don't care what's going on with the rest of my day or anything else.
Especially if we're all getting cars afterwards.
I mean,
honestly,
I'll take one. I'm actually,
so Oprah, if you're listening, better watch out.
I don't think Oprah is listening, but yeah, good luck.
Oh man! Wow,
so what's new?
What a compliment, Jarrell. That made my day. Thanks.
Well, that's what I do. Try to. After you told me off camera, Sav told me I look good today, guys. Pretty much. So, you do.
You look good every day, Jarrell.
A guy, see what I see. I told you, flattery will get you everywhere with me.
Yep. Climbing that Jarrell ladder.
There was this guy who was a. You say climbing that Jarrell? Wait a minute.
Ladder.
Wait a minute. Oh, ladder. Okay. I was like, wait, hold on. I'm trying to get me in trouble.
You are strong as an oak. I could climb you.
Strong as an oak. Jeez, Stab, this is going left.
Just stand there and I'll Anyway, we're getting weird. Let's reel it back in.
Yeah. Hey, so we're here with our good friend. Jeez, man. We're here with our good friend, Nick. And Nick, before we jump into your story, man, we have to jump into what we call the basket of debate. Now, the basket of debate is presented by our good friends at Shifted Supplements. And basically what it is, you have, we'll all pick out of this infamous basket. It's like an old school church ties basket. So you just pick one topic and we will debate the topic. Well, now it could be a true or false. It could be a natty or not. It could be what's the best form of martial arts. It could be any of those things, right? It could be anything. But we're just it's a cool little icebreaker that we like to do just to kind of bring people into our world.
This is our last segment, which
and if we have no idea what it is, you just make it up.
Yes.
Sure. Pretty much.
Yeah, we're totally
we won't know. If you don't say anything, we won't know.
Okay. So it's wait, don't tell me on NPR.
So yeah, you're right, pretty much. So we're going to jump into yours first, Nick.
Oh, I get to go first.
I mean, you're the guest.
How old is too old to watch a Pixar movie at the theater?
Never.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you have
no
a kid.
hesitation.
Yeah, if you have a kid.
Think about it. Okay.
No?
Any movie, especially a Pixar movie in theaters, are you kidding me? It's magical.
I just want
your kids.
More adults need to be.
You send your kids to the movie theater.
I know where you're going.
They're in there, there's four little kids, and you guys are having a good time. You look right behind them, and then there's just me.
There's Nick.
I feel like
just tatted up, sitting by himself.
Whatever he is, he's taking his kids.
By himself.
I'm behind him by myself.
He's by himself. He's
I would
in
be
there.
even more like, you know what? This man
even
is so
my kid.
confident in
Yeah.
his masculinity that
You're
he
a
has
good.
no shame.
You're a good
being in
person,
Pixar
Sav.
movie.
I'm not gonna lie. I
He
would.
must have a big heart.
Yeah, I'll keep my eye on you. I'm like,
Start
hey.
crying, even
Remember
more
how
points.
before we started recording, she's like,
Right.
if you tell
If you
anybody
tell- yeah, with
confidence-
conviction, yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
If you can tell anybody anything with conviction and they'll believe it. Yeah, we're
I
not
told
believing.
the
We're
wrong
not
people
believing that.
that.
Yeah, we're not believing that. I'm not gonna. I watch people, and I'm a people watcher anyway because I mean I have a little girl, so like I just view the world differently.
Sure.
So I'm one that like I had to take her to the bathroom the other day, like and it was the men's bathroom, so I'm like on super like
yeah.
perv alert,
Yeah,
like
you are
hey bro,
alert
what?
as
Yeah,
ever.
like so I was not saying that Nick is a perv, but
Sure.
I would definitely like keep my
what
eye
you
on
mean.
him. Like, hey, bro, you sit here by yourself. Nobody's coming to see you. Like, you're not waiting for you. Just wanted to come and watch.
See, like from a woman's perspective, I might not be all women because other women might have your perspective and be like, this is kind of weird. He's by himself at a children's movie, but like. I don't know. I'm not going to judge unless you're doing something weird. Like if I see you over there doing some sketchy stuff, like in the corner, like in the dark, like you're like
right. Not gonna
if you're minding your business, if I look back and you're crying, like okay, like this man is just weirdly sensitive.
I'm gonna think he's even more weird. He's back there in the corner crying alone. Like if he's going through a divorce. What's wrong? What's going on, bro? You all right? Like
it's on Netflix.
Yeah, like right. Why are you here? It's gonna be on Prime this
Okay, I
weekend.
get
You'll
you.
be good.
I get you. I'm thinking it's something I
Just
would do.
yield.
I would just
Yeah.
totally go by myself. and
It's
watch
cool.
We won.
Right.
You're afraid to say it.
But yeah, unfortunately, the world is scary, and there have been violent things that happen in movie theaters. So I get your perspective. Like being on edge, grown adults by themselves. Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
All right. Which do you prefer? This is mine. Which do you prefer? Protein shake, protein bar, or turkey leg?
Turkey leg.
I'm going
All
turkey
day.
leg all
Are you
day.
kidding?
Yeah.
If you took that one off the list, it'd be a lot harder of a debate.
Yeah. Turkey leg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was kind of. I was like, is there?
Is that yeah? That's what when I read it, I was like, bro, this is going to be.
It's real food. I like eating.
I want stomach
more than I
upset.
like, drinking or having
Yeah.
like some small protein bars are fine. I like protein bars, but if I have to choose between the three, turkey leg all day.
Turkey leg, and I feel like
They're good for naps.
turkey legs
Yeah,
are.
tryptophan, right? Tryptophan.
Okay.
That's the ingredient and
Got
it
you.
makes you tired. Like
We-
Thanksgiving, you
we-
blow it.
Oh,
we
wow.
we in the black community call it something different, but
What do you call it?
Come on.
we call it the itis.
The itis.
I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, there's a forward part of that as well, but we out loud we just say the itis.
Okay.
Eat turkey. There's something that you call the itis.
Like soul food or anything
Okay.
like food that makes you sleepy is like, yeah, Nick has the itis.
All Urban Dictionary it later.
Yeah, Urban Dictionary later, because we definitely can't say it on this pod, but and you can't say it out loud, Nick. Okay, you can say it in your head. You can read it in your head.
We're friends, man.
We are, but you can't. Don't read it out loud. Okay, just look at it like, oh, okay, that's what he meant, and then just
What's in here?
You should type it on your phone. Like, let me see it real quick. I'm dying now. Like, I'm dying what this is. I said tryptophan, and now there's some kind of itis.
yeah.
Cool. So we're all on the same page.
Yeah. so yeah, bring it tabs, bring back in so.
Unanimous.
All right, last one. If you're trapped on a deserted island, I almost said deserted. What's the one exercise you would do to stay in shape? Ooh, I like that.
What do I have? Do I have nothing? Just my body?
That'd be a really cool deserted island.
That changes things if I don't have equipment.
Yeah.
All right, let's do one with equipment and one without.
Do I have equipment, Terry?
Deserted.
Come on now. No equipment, just body
Okay,
weight.
So body weight. It is a Terry question.
Of course it is. That's why it's body weight, because it's Terry.
Yep.
All he wants to do,
Wait,
all he wants to do is calisthenics.
Wait,
I know.
does it say what exercise? Like one exercise,
Yes.
right? So you can't say calisthenics because that's a series of
No,
exercises,
you can't.
right?
But you have to say you would say like pull-ups or push-ups.
Oh,
or
like yeah. So what did you say?
something. I don't know yet. I'm
Oh,
still
you haven't said. I thought I
brainstorming.
missed it.
I'm gonna.
Judging by Quadzilla, he's a squatter.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah, he likes that.
I do. I like compliment a man's legs will get
yeah.
you everywhere. Like,
Yeah. Does not skip.
no, actually, it'll probably be plyo push-ups.
That's a good one.
I'm going plyo. I got to keep my
Yeah.
strength.
That'll keep your hypertrophy
Short bursts,
up.
yep.
Yep.
I don't have to do a ton of it. So if I need to fight a wild animal later, I'll still have it. You get a good pump real quick. So if I get rescued by like the search and rescue people, I look like I'm glistening when they pull up. It's like, oh shit, he's been like eating coconuts and like it's ripped. Yeah, it's ripped. Right? All I need is fish and coconuts. So my abs are popping. I'm glistening. I got a good pump. Yeah. So when they come in with the camera, I look good. When you guys say finally found them, it's like I don't look sick and like.
The question was about what food you would eat on the deserted island. You gave me so much shit about it.
Because you said gummy. What did you say? Gummy bears or something like?
I said the protein shake like inshore or something because and you were like no, and you said like peanut M&Ms.
Yeah.
Your answer is so wrong. The answer was peanut M&Ms.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sav is trying to be healthy and shit. She was like, you're stuck on a deserted island. What food would you take? When she was like, probably like Ensure because you have. I was like, what? Get out of here.
Have everything.
Are you serious?
For a balanced diet on a stranded, deserted island. And
I gotta keep my blood sugar up. I'm out there fishing, right? I mean, peanut M&Ms and.
What's the exercise you would do? Body weight.
Shoulder, like arm circles, probably. Just
arm circles.
I have to do those all day, as it is.
You have
I feel like they stiff up. I've got a minor injury right now. It's on its way to recovery, but I think that's part of it. Is that I do like constantly just trying to do like mobility with the shoulders.
Have you heard of cars?
Cars?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, we're gonna have a conversation after this.
Yeah, or walking lunges. I love walking lunges.
Walking
lunges.
That's a good one.
Those are underrated. Body weight, walking lunges.
That's it, yeah.
Body weight specifically.
Start throwing more weight on me and then I'd like, this isn't fun anymore. But.
Yeah, that's a good one. Walking lunges is a good one.
Man, I'm trying to think of something that's like, because yours was a great answer. It's explosive. You're hitting like strength, power, and like able to like maintain hypertrophy depending on what you're eating. I really don't want to say it. But I think I'm going to say burpees. It makes me cringe even that coming out of my mouth because I hate
It's always do some burpees.
You know why? Because I like also working in the frontal plane and working like laterally a lot. And I think that like helps.
It does so much.
So I would take burpees and I would add some like side to side stuff.
You can't. It's one.
She's so confused about it.
You can jump sideways when you jump in a burpee and still call it a burpee.
It's one
question. This one's confusing.
It's literally one exercise.
That is one exercise.
No, because if you program burpees, you have to say whatever you're going to add to it. Over the bar burpees.
Not always.
Burpees. Yes, you do. Because nobody's going to just jump laterally. Everybody's going to go up and jump straight up.
Burpees in a class, I'll be like, you can do burpees this way. You can do burpees that way. You can do burpees this way.
You saw you gave options. You saw you gave options. That means it's more than one. Which means it's a different exercise.
Because I like to.
It's a variation, Jarrell. It's a variation.
I meant to say I like my walking lunges with push-ups.
Right.
I would call it an inchworm.
I'll call it inchworm. Which is no longer a walking lunge. Yeah. You always try to add a little something in there.
I'm literally just doing a burpee, and when I jump, I'm going to jump a little to the side.
That's now.
Does that really make it that different?
Yeah.
What would you call it then?
What would you call it? If you were going to program it and you wanted your client to jump laterally, what would you say?
I would say you're doing a burpee. You're just doing a jump to the side.
Yeah,
like a jumping spider.
Yeah, but you're with a lateral jump.
I don't even have to say lateral
because everybody doesn't.
Because people don't know what lateral means.
Everybody doesn't do a jump in that burpee. Some people just stand up.
That's not a burpee.
Reach for the sky. Hey,
some people just.
That's all they do.
It's a modification. Yeah, and then back down.
See why I chose burpee though. Let's go back to like the original point.
I do.
You know, like I'm hitting legs.
Everything.
I'm hitting arms. I'm hitting chest.
Yeah, I hope you have food because it's very taxing.
It is.
Yeah, I hope you can hunt after all those burpees. No, you have an Ensure. Remember your burpees at Ensure. No,
yeah,
can't have it in my.
You're coming with me.
You can't have my M&Ms. I'm all out, Sam. I'm sorry, I ate them all. I'm have mine buried in the ground. So I don't know, Sam. I can't lose weight. What are you doing right here? I gotta keep this up.
I'm doing plyo push-ups. I need all the energy.
Gotta feed the machine, Sam.
All right.
Nick.
Are you ready to take your fitness and wellness journey to the next level? Look no further than Nutrishop, your ultimate destination for all things health and nutrition. Whether you're looking to build muscle, lose weight, or just live a healthier lifestyle, Nutrishop has everything you need to reach your goals. With a wide range of premium supplements, vitamins, and sports nutrition products, Nutrishop provides the fuel your body needs to perform at its best. Plus, our knowledgeable staff is always on hand to offer expert advice and personalized recommendations to help you achieve your fitness goals faster. Visit your local Nutrishop today and discover the difference premium supplements can make in your life. Nutrishop, where your health and wellness are our top priorities. Live better, feel better. Nutrishop, the official supplement store partner of Nashville Fit magazine.
Let's jump into your story now, brother. We've had enough of the silliness of the NFM podcast.
I'm being drilled.
Tell us a little bit about your story, and we'll jump into your nonprofit and everything else that you have going on.
My story, that's man, I came in here to talk about the business. My story, I guess, came out to Nashville to do music.
Yeah. Where are you from?
New Mexico.
Okay.
Wow, cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess nobody answers with New Mexico.
Literally nobody.
It's a response everywhere I go. I think that's like the highlight of my identity is when I get to tell people I'm from New Mexico.
Yeah, that is cool.
Like, wow, that's so neat.
Like born and raised?
That's all I got. I was actually born in El Paso, Texas.
Sick.
For 3 months.
Same thing. Yeah.
3 months. Yeah, and then
That was the first place in
New
Texas
Mexico.
I ever went, and I loved it.
Are you white, Nick?
I don't like it, but
Yeah,
all the way, like
all the way. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, depending on the interview, sometimes.
Yeah,
I throw in
maybe.
Yeah, I've got some Native American.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah, like
look cool or something.
between El Paso and New Mexico, I would just want.
As far as my mom has told me.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, you
never know.
you got to go with it. You don't want to. You don't want to go down that rabbit hole. They can find out something that you don't.
Tell me the truth. Don't tell me the truth.
I want to know.
I went to school at New Mexico State University for business and English.
Yeah.
And was doing really well and was there for scholarship. And right before I turned 21, my dad self-inflicted and killed himself. And I went from being like this really good kid who was always doing music and in praise bands and stuff, and it just kind of took me the wrong direction, and I became an addict real quickly.
How old were you when that happened?
20. Yeah, so I was about to turn 21.
God, that's hard.
Yeah,
right at that impressionable age.
Exactly, right? Yeah. You're away from home. You're in college and trying to figure out what to do. And I was working at a Marriott then, 40 hours a week, like good kid. You know what I mean? Like really good kid. And then it all just went sideways. And I didn't, I know a lot of people deal with things differently, and people can go through that stuff and be okay. So I don't want to use that as an excuse.
100%.
That's why you don't have to go that direction.
But we all have different triggers as well.
Correct.
So
yeah, it got me. And so I ended up dropping out of school. I decided to, I ruined every relationship that I was in at that point in New Mexico with the drugs and the addiction. So I finally at one point had my ex-girlfriend at that time just drove me out to LA and dropped me off in LA and was like, hopefully music works for you, good luck. So I just kind of couch surfed for a couple years out there and did some songwriting competitions and did well in them and stuff, but it just never was the LA dream to me like it was supposed to be.
yeah.
I think a lot of people end up with that rude awakening.
Oh yeah, totally.
For sure. Same with you.
Especially when you're already on a bunch of drugs and you've got this heightened sense of self-worth, and I'm like, I'm going to go out to LA and just crush this. I already know how good I am. I got out there and it kind of kicked my butt. And, being poor in LA is not the smartest way to get to the top either.
Nope.
If people say I don't know. I think a lot of the time in order to be successful, you really do already have to have that financial backing. So I struggled really hard there, ended up giving up and going back to New Mexico to try to figure out what was next. And in the process of being in New Mexico, I was with my nephews, and there was a football game that was the Titans and the Indianapolis Colts. It was like sometime in October. And I remember looking at, there was this flyover shot of downtown right on Broadway, and it said Music City. And I was like, where is this? And they're like, hey, that's Nashville. And I turned around from the TV and booked an apartment, never been here, knew nobody, and was just like, I'm going to go to Nashville because I'll get rich there real quick.
Yeah.
And here we are.
Here we are. Are you rich yet?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
It didn't work out the way I thought. No, I came out here and formed a band, and the band did really well to our critics and our fans. I think we had a really good time. We won a couple awards for Artist of the Year, Musicians of the Year, Album, independent awards. Went really well. We got to tour with some cool artists.
What kind of band?
Artists.
Yeah, name drops.
We were voted Nashville's best pop rock band.
Sick.
Pop rock.
Yeah, in 14 or something. And then best rock performance was a different year.
What instrument do you play?
the xylophone, oddly enough, which nobody ever plays.
Out.
I know. No,
That is so okay.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Can I?
Yep.
It's a real question. That's in a band? A xylophone?
No, here's the thing: is I actually play guitar, but she plays better than I do. So
you didn't want to say it?
Yeah,
okay.
I didn't want to admit I play guitar.
Okay. So I was.
You're lying?
Sav was really. She was really. If you say anything with conviction, people will believe it. There you go. She was like, "Wait, what?"
That is
I am
not
very
my
gullible.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I play guitar.
Xylophone is, like, if you just side note for the xylophone, that is such a difficult instrument to play. But when you hear somebody,
The
who can play
xylophone
it,
is. It's pretty. That's what
went to a music
it's the
school.
first instrument they teach you.
Have you ever heard like a professional jazz xylophone player?
That's a recorder.
Those people are insane. I will send you videos. Carry on.
Recorder was the first thing I ever learned. That little.
And then and then like the xylophone,
never
like, right?
played xylophone.
No, you guys didn't get the.
You know what?
Really? I grew up. I went to all black school. We had xylophone. I know you had xylophones in New Mexico.
Super annoying.
I was killing it. What? I was.
It was like 4 or 5 keys, and you got these little mallets, and that was it. I'm not sure if that's what that was.
What's more annoying? Children learning xylophone or children learning recorder?
The recorder.
Children. Final answer.
The recorder. That recorder.
Whoa, this
That recorder was gonna be kicked out of my house, man. My mom was like, "Yo, you blow that thing again. You blow that thing. Listen,
You wanna hear
if you play Three Blind Mice one more time, bro, it is.
I
And it shouldn't
played
be
the
that hard.
violin.
You shouldn't be messing it up. It's
You
a
know
C.
what?
You don't hear it.
You know what instrument you don't let a child start on is the violin when you're 3. Can you imagine like a you know, like a kid is really bad for the first like 2-3 years until they can play a tune that's like not literally sounds like nails on a chalkboard.
Can you imagine trying to get your kid to play a violin at 3 years old?
That's what I did.
Yeah,
That's how I grew
at
up.
3?
Oh, you really did?
Yeah, I started playing violin when I was 3 years old.
That's rich people stuff. Rich people take their kids
need you
to
to prove it right
violin.
now.
It's a pretty white people stuff.
And I know
Yeah, I mean, by rich, that's what I. No, I'm just playing.
Well, I didn't want to take piano. I've always been like the one that's like, I don't want to do what all the other kids are doing. And my mom's like, well, you
Bet
wanna play
violin.
I was like, yeah, sign me up for violin instead of piano. If that's the choice. Like, I don't want to do piano like all the other kids.
So, pop rock star Nick.
Want to be pop rock star?
Oh, I mean, clearly you were killing it.
Thought I was going to be pop rock
Yeah.
star.
How'd you make the merge from a pop star to trainer?
We had the last record that we did that we were touring with. We'd signed to a management company here he was one of probably the most premier rock managers of all time at that point. And we had just signed with him. We were in the process of making a record and still touring, playing around. And one of the shows that we played up in Chicago, there was an error on a contract, and the venue threatened not to pay us because somebody had lied on the contract.
Music industry.
And 3 musicians that had driven 11 hours in 8-degree snow to get there were like, listen, I understand what you're saying there. I didn't write that contract. But this is how we make money. This is how we get home. And from Chicago, we said, hey, we've got to reevaluate this whole process. I mean, this management thing, because this isn't right. So we got home and it just didn't work out well. Hired an attorney. He got us out of it and got us out of that contract. And we self-released the record. It cost me everything I had to finish it. We got up, it was in the National Independent Music Awards, and they nominated it for Album of the Year.
Sick.
It won. We went up on stage, accepted it, took some pictures outside, and I texted the guys later, and I was like, guys,
I'm done.
I can't do this right now.
Wow.
No, it was really rough. And so we were only apart for like a year, and now we'll still see each other. And we started to play after that, and we've continued to record and release and stuff. But, like you guys, personal training and being in the health business is night and day from being in the music business.
Yeah.
Right? So I like to be in bed at 8. I want to be asleep by 8:30. I like to be up at 4. That doesn't exist in that world, and it was just too much. Where the anxiety that I was getting, my tendencies to relapse can happen at any point when it's 2:00 in the morning and you've got a bunch of people that are, drunk.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we want to
so
party.
not
Well,
easy to
what do you know?
maintain.
So do I.
Yeah.
So that's where I was married at the time, and I told my wife, I was just like, I don't know what to do. This is all I've done since I was a junior in high school. Literally, as a junior in high school, I was touring Africa and Europe with a Christian choir, and I was playing guitar. So I had literally no concept of what to do. And she's like, well, okay, if money didn't matter, I'm like, well, you're a school teacher, so money does matter. It's not like you're going to tell me that, I can do whatever I want. She's like, well, what would you do all day? I said, well, I'd probably work out with just work out and hang out and chat with my friends. She goes, be a personal trainer. It was like that quick to her too. She was just like, just do this. So got online, researched it for a minute, texted my buddy Kyle Mims over at Hotbox and was like, bro, if I wanted to get into this, is there any chance that you'd like walk me through it? He's like, bro, get certified, you have a job. So I did, and that's where it started. Changed my life. So that's how I went from music into fitness.
That's crazy.
pretty dope,
Hotbox changed my life too.
Yeah. I mean, Colin, Jamie Bryant was still he was the owner at that time. So it was like the fact that those guys, and there were so many trainers that wanted to be in that gym, and they just hooked it up. I'd be lying if I didn't say that I got that hookup. Like, I don't know that I would have become a trainer without that connection. So appreciated them. Anyway, that's where that went. And I've just continued to do that through it's been 9 years now. Yeah. Yep. And anyway, so doing personal training, my marriage went through a divorce. We went through a divorce. The marriage ended. And in that process, I was really lost and having a hard time. And the guy that actually married us, he started a nonprofit that was at CDM on Harding Pike. It's in their prison, the jail there. And it was called Church of Another Chance, and it's an inmate-led church service. So basically, this guy organized it to where, I don't know if you've obviously never, I don't want to say obviously never been there, but you guys don't seem to. You've never been to CDM, right?
No.
Cool. My assumption was correct. We'll move forward.
I would prefer to just assume that one. Like, you know what I mean? You've been in prison.
Okay, cool. We're safe then. There's like 60. Without hyperbole, there's 60 people in a pod there.
Yep.
Literally 60 people in a single pod. So just 60 bunks, like stacked on top of each other. They have a problem with drugs there still. They have a problem with, it's a lot of people that get arrested would rather be there because you have access to everything. I'm not sure how everything gets in there, but I do know that these guys have a hard time getting clean when they're at that facility. So anyway, he's this pastor who married us said, why don't you come in here and volunteer? He's like, you got problems, and I'm not saying they don't amount to anything, but come in here. Go get cleared through the sheriff's office and come volunteer with me. And I said, okay. So I was like, what do you want me to do? And he goes, bring a guitar. I said, great. So I started volunteering with them, show up on Wednesday night, and literally they would write so who wants to do the offering? Or who wants to read this scripture? And all the inmates would volunteer for these different parts. Who wants to lead worship? And they'd raise their hand, and I'd play music, and they'd sing and do their thing, and it was really cool. And I was well aware that half the people in there, maybe 99% of the people that were in that room, only wanted to be in there because it was an hour away from your cell. I don't know if you're familiar, but it's 23 hours in a cell, and you get 1 hour of release. So these guys are like, church sounds great. What religion? I don't care. Just get me out of the cell. And it started feeding me because I loved being in there and contributing in some way. I never felt like I was, one-on-one at really adding anything, but to just be involved, it was really great. COVID came, shut it down. We couldn't volunteer anymore. I finally called the director, Will Anderson and Tim Knapp, beautiful humans. Like some of the Will's younger than me. He's still he's a mentor. But I said, hey guys, I need to get back involved behind bars. What's up? And they're like, hey, we're at the BCC now. The BCC is the Behavioral Care Center downtown. And it's for people that have had, with addiction charges, or there's a lot of homelessness, but they're basically finishing out their sentences that are generally nonviolent. Now, there've been a couple that were violent, but a lot of these guys, they get arrested for being homeless and then thrown into the system, and then they have these charges, and then they're thrown back onto the streets. But the BCC actually says, look, if you complete this 30-day program, sometimes it's 60 if people need it, but sometimes it's 2 weeks. But if you complete this program, you have the potential to have all of your charges expunged. So instead of being in here for an addiction that you shouldn't be, in my opinion, there should be a different way to charge people. I agree that if you're an addict and you go and stealing things, you should be charged for the theft. The addiction part is where it needs to be addressed. You can't criminalize these people that have a disease that, like everybody else, is getting care for their disease, but these addictions and mental health especially. So a lot of these guys, they have mental health issues that the drugs are basically the only thing that gives them any kind of semblance of normalcy, right? So how do you keep penalizing and incarcerating people that are having those kinds of issues? Anyway, they said that's where we are. We're at the BCC. Come check it out. And I went down there and I met these guys, and I was like, it's so crazy. Just the different personalities that you see in that room, where there's nothing intimidating about it. It's like all these people are just, I don't know, but the BCC, they call them residents. They don't call them inmates. The corrections officers are called, I don't know what they're called. I'll just call them cool. But they treat these residents like, hey, we had this problem. We're going to fix this problem before we send you back out in the world.
Yeah.
They treat them like people. We have pizza parties in there. But anyway, so I went in there. I was like, this is awesome. I don't really want to play music. Can I teach these guys some martial arts or exercise with them? And they're like, no to the martial arts.
Absolutely not.
Like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't think about that.
I thought about it, but not like that. Yeah.
I didn't graduate college. I don't know if you guys caught that. So I'm not the smartest kid in the room there.
Hey, don't put yourself down.
Yeah, so started exercising with them. And I didn't even know if that was going to be effective for them. All I knew is that it's what saved my life. So when I was an addict, it was somebody picked me up. Kevin Levrone, one of the greatest athletes of all time, saw me street performing and said, hey, man, I'm going to help you out. He gave me his business card and said, call me tomorrow. I called him the next day and he said, look, I'm going to help you out, but you got to start working out. I was probably 150 pounds at 6 feet tall and just really skinny and, tattoos everywhere that I still have now, but it was just a different scene. And he said, if you work out with me every day, I'm going to help you. So I tried to work out, but I was all coked out, threw up immediately, couldn't do anything. 2 or 3 minutes in. Next day I was like, I'm going to do like a smaller bump. I'm going to do a little less. And lasted 15 minutes. And then it's like, this stuff isn't helping me. So I'm going to try to work out one time without anything. And I got high as a kite from the workout. And then all day long, my mood was great. I was eating. I slept like a baby. It's like, there's something to that, right? There's something to it. So I got to figure it out. Just kept doing that, and it ended up being one of the things that I carried with me from New Mexico to Nashville. When we were on the road, my bandmates knew, like, I always had to find gyms. I always had to get athletic activity, whether we were hiking or whatever. So I knew that if these guys aren't going to respond to, the medication, or they go back out into these environments, and I don't really want to play kumbaya for them right now. What can I offer? See if I can get their endorphins up, if that actually works, man. Like the first workout anybody ever came out and did with me, I put these little Bluetooth speakers up, and their yard is about as big as this room. When you have 8 to 10 people out there trying to work out, and it's 20 foot tall, maybe 30 foot tall walls. You don't ever see the sun directly. It's just caked like heat in there, no circulation, and listening to music and these guys working out, and I let them pick the playlist, and it was amazing. And I just walked out and I told the director, I said, how often can I do this? Like, every day if you want it. Well, I couldn't afford to do it every day, so I was doing it twice. Well, I was doing it one day a week for 6 months. And I said, I want it twice a week, and then 3 days. And then I said, when these guys get out, I'd like to work out with them outside of the jail. So as soon as they get released, they recognize, hey, there's that Coach Nick guy. They know they can meet me at the jiu-jitsu gym at Sean Hammond's, where I would train them there. And these guys would actually call and come meet up. And so I say, you come work out with me on Saturdays, I take you to lunch. We would go like have really cool, nice lunches, and, just being able to fellowship with these guys and being that person to where they're like, oh, we know this guy from inside, so he knows all of our stories. When we get out, we don't have to fake it to him. We know exactly what's up. Like, that's all I wanted to do, was just be like, hey guys. And there's this one detail. When I was in college, I had actually had an incident where I was involuntarily put in one of those places, and it was drug related, where between the depression that I'd had from my dad and the drugs that I was prescribed and the stuff that I was finding on the streets, I was locked up. So I get it, and I'm when these guys are surrounded by. Do
you share that part of your story with them?
Yeah, they all know. Okay. They love it, and they love it in the sense that I think that's why they look forward to me being there. And it's no disrespect to people that don't have that experience. I don't think that everybody needs to go live in the gutter in order to
understand it. Yeah.
But for them, when I come in, they're like, he's one of us, And I try to talk to them that way too. I'm like, I'm not the guy that's in here to tell you, like, hear your secrets so I can snitch or whatever. But they do. They just open up. I sit there and they'll start talking to me, and an hour after the workout's over, they'll still just be sitting like, what is this story that I'm hearing? Last time, Terry, I pulled up to the interview with Terry on the stairs. I pulled up, and he'll tell you, like, I said, I need a second. I need a second from what I just heard. And I sat outside and cried for about 15 minutes from a story that had just been told to me. So anyway, the director at the BCC, who's part of the sheriff's office, he's been promoted now. He's big dog. But he was like, Nick, what does it take for us to have more of you in here? And I said, a budget. What do you have? And he's like, we don't have the budget. So I called one of my buddies, who's another mentor in my life, Rob Touchstone over at at Lipscomb University. That's what he does for a living, is he teaches these kids how to take their career trajectory and turn it into like a way, as a mission, to turn their business into a mission. I said, I really want to like figure out how to start a nonprofit, but I know nothing. And he's like, cool. See you every Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. in my office. Let's do this. And he did. Told me how to start a nonprofit. I started assembling a board, started meeting with other nonprofits. Liliana Grace was like a huge one. She helped us really like work through the steps of generating it. And I have this cool board of, it's so funny. My board members are all like late 50s is the earliest, and they're all silver and really successful. And then there's this tatted kid who's like, I'm 30 something. I'm 43. but I appreciate that none of y'all look shocked.
Hey, listen.
I'm gonna go for a younger.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. So they all liked what was going on, and they said, let's kick this thing up and make it real, so we can fund it and get somebody else involved. Like, so the goal is to have, because right now I'm only working with the men. I can't go over to the female side.
Mm-hmm.
He was looking at me.
So,
I would love that kind of work.
Oh, it's awesome. And I've got this trainer. Her name's Malin. She's from Sweden. She's an ultra marathon runner. One of the most fitting people that could possibly ever go in there. The thing is, I can't ask all these people to come in 5 days a week as a volunteer.
Yeah.
When you ask people to volunteer with consistency, it immediately becomes pressurized, and they start to withdraw, right? Mm-hmm. At least in my experience. I've been in there now for 6 years, and I've watched these people come in and be like, we're going to start volunteering. And I don't even remember their names most of the time, because you meet them once and you never see them again.
Yeah.
So you started a nonprofit so we can fund for guest instructors to come in and be like, look, we're going to pay you for your time. This isn't an inconvenience to you.
Yeah.
You come share your gift, let these guys feel good. You leave, it's win-win. So then when they get out, offer them these residents, these released residents, get gym memberships covered, scholarships for any gym membership they want. They can come to do jiu-jitsu with us, march at the Sean Hammond's HQ, which is where we've been going on Saturdays right now, and most of the guys would rather be there than anywhere else. I'm like, hey, I'll pay for you to go to the Y. They're like, no, we want the jiu-jitsu gym. They like watching these guys fight while they lift weights, And then we just do fellowship activities, so lunch, and then being able to do something. It's like simple things. The other day, one of my favorite guys that's in there, he's like, I'm a movie buff. Like, I love movies. And I was like, yeah, what's your favorite one? And he goes, I just saw it the other day. I was like, where'd you see it? And he goes, well, I watched them on my phone. I was like, you watch them on your phone? And I'm like, oh, Netflix isn't so bad. No, but it's like bootlegged, people holding, that's how he's always seen all of his movies. Mm. So to be able to be like, nah, bro, I'm going to take you to Belcourt. I'm going to show you what this is like indie, like straight up from the bottom. Being able to do events like that and keep the community together, you know what I mean? I'm just to be that one person that's on the outside with them, that they don't have caseworkers.
Yeah.
There's not somebody checking in. So anyway, Kintsugi Kinetics, that's what it is. KINTSUGI. Kintsugi Kinetics.
Where does the name come from?
Kintsugi is the Japanese art of taking broken pottery and repairing it using gold, platinum, and silver. And so the broken pottery is worth more once it's been broken. So that's what I try to tell these guys. Like, this is not your story.
I love that.
Like, when you get out of here, like, this is what, like, that was your platform. Like, that's your springboard. What do you do with it now? It's kind of cool. I'd like to see it work out.
I think it's working out, brother. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with more of your story.
Cool.
Defining a new era in men's health. No shortcuts, just results. Get stronger and healthier by putting your health back in order at Game Day Men's Health. We offer services like testosterone replacement therapy, peptide therapy, ED, medical weight loss, and vitamin therapy, in spaces designed for men. Privacy, comfort, flat screen TVs, and zero fluff. Our in-house lab nails down your testosterone levels in 15 minutes. Get in, get treated, and get back to your passion and purpose. Call 615-420-2700 to set up your free testosterone test and consultation. Mention Nashville Fit for 10% discount off your first service. Start living your best life. Game Day Men's Health, Green Hills.
And we are back with Nick. We were just talking about the name of the nonprofit. Will you repeat that?
Kintsugi Kinetics.
Kintsugi. And I love that concept that it's repairing broken pottery, Japanese term for repairing broken pottery with gold, silver, and what?
Platinum.
Making it worth more after it's been repaired.
Right.
That is such
cool,
a cool concept.
Really cool.
This is a really cool nonprofit because I feel like this is hitting where it's like there's like this weird in between of like being incarcerated for a crime like you were talking about, and how there's like people with addictions and it's more of a mental health issue than it is like a criminal activity. And there's not a lot of attention being put onto that, and that's why a nonprofit like this is such a blessing to these people, because they're people. I mean, anybody that's even incarcerated, people who have committed crimes are people too, but you know, like these are people who may have just ended up like depressed because something happened in their family that's tragic, you know, and it can so easily happen to a young person.
Most crime, I think, usually has a motive. There's careless, senseless stuff, but I think that usually there's a trauma that creates. There's a reason for everybody. But the difference is, by doing this, especially at a place like the BCC, where it's where they've got therapists and they're really working on trying to get recovery, it doesn't feel like we're rewarding bad behavior. Like, I don't know that I'd be as comfortable if I was in one of the maximum security places being like, hey, I'm here to make your day better.
Right.
Like, I'm not sure that the parents of the victim, would want me in there. Whereas it benefits everybody.
Yeah.
You want these guys to stop breaking into your cars and stuff because, they're not breaking into your cars because they want your stuff.
Yeah.
They're breaking into your cars because they need to sell your stuff to get the stuff they want. So maybe if we can get it to where they find out there's the stuff that they want doesn't feel as good as the stuff that's good for them.
Well, the only way to do that is to connect with people.
Connection.
And it's very hard to like form connections when you're in prison.
I love the fact that you said that. I'm sorry I keep interrupting you.
No, please. This is your time. I want you to talk, please.
When you say the word connection, that's something I think about all the time, because everybody always talks about, like you say, connection. We want to connect. But too many people these days will settle with contact, right? So you brush up against somebody, we've contacted. I've met you, I've shaken your hand, we've contacted, we've been social, we've done the bare minimum to connect. Like, you know what I mean? To get to, like, you understand me, I understand you.
And
we know each other
hard
now.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's really hard.
Yeah, especially for people who aren't used to it.
But when you're, I don't know what the most isolated you've ever been in, but I tell you what, when you've been in a cell or on a bunk bed for 23 hours, you'll connect with anybody who will make eye contact. And that's just the coolest thing, is to be able to, the sheriff's office, for them to even give us permission, for everybody that's on staff there. I mean, we walk in and they're just like so welcoming. The fact that they're allowing us to go in there and be like, hey, we're the ones that want to connect. Like, it's an honor,
Yeah. Are there ever people who are not like on board with it? Because I know sometimes it's like a huge adjustment for some people, and they almost will push it away and reject it. Like, I don't want this. Like, this is not what I need.
It's completely voluntary. You want to stay in the community group, stay in the community group. So, which was kind of one of the things I struggled with initially, is I'd have these groups that would come out and all these guys would be gangster, like great athletes. Not athletes, I'm not saying like, but they were willing to put in the work and get sweaty, and some of them, and then there's times you come in where everybody's a lot older, or they're injured, or they're really disgruntled, and you can tell that they don't want anything to do with you. I'm not going to sit there and force exercise on them, so I'll sit there and watch Netflix with them, try to chat for a little bit. But then as it got hotter, I thought, well, these guys get a water fountain all day. That's maybe a cup of coffee in the morning, and the BCC provides snacks throughout the day to try to bring up their morale. But I said, "What can I start bringing in some Element? Like Element."
Oh yeah, I know Element. I got it in my water bottle right now.
Element.
Oh yeah.
So it took me forever to get this cleared with the sheriff's office, and they know. Element knows, because I bug them all the time now. I'm like, you guys have no idea how huge this is.
They're actually really great about supplying
it's one of the greatest companies that there is. It's just that they
work well with everybody.
They really do. The customer service, the way they just connect everybody is really cool. But I asked if I could start bringing Element in and telling the people, hey, if you work out, you can have these like really highly sought after electrolytes that are like really big on the market right now. You can't buy them in stores. The guys are like, is it like Gatorade? No, it's not Gatorade. It's Element. They'd see me take this big jug and mix it in. Next thing you know, they'd come outside and I'd be like, yeah, man, 10 push-ups and you get your own little cup. And People start busting it out, and then next thing you know, they're all sitting around outside watching everybody else work out. We're listening to music. Community. I don't care that you're not trying to get a six-pack. I don't care that you're not working on your burpees with the lateral jump. It's the fact of the matter is we're all out here right now. You're getting a break from what you got to do. I'm taking a break from what I'm thinking about too, and we're just all, I don't know. It's fantastic. But the goal is to try to have every single day somebody there.
Yeah. I
can't be there every single day. I mean, I'm trying right now, but there's times where I'm going to need to take a break, and I don't want my breaks to affect somebody else. So for people that are watching that want to be able to get get involved, it's really simple. You go to my website, which is kintsugikinetics.org. I can throw a QR code to you guys later on today if that works.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
And you sign up. You tell me that you're interested in doing it. Tell me what your credentials are, and if you want to go in there and just be a friend to these people, I'll take it. But instructors, I'll compensate for you to be there. Like, give me some of your time. Go in there and make them good. That's it.
I might be visiting that website today.
Even if you didn't visit it, I was going to shove it in your inbox anyway. Yeah, I was going to push it
I'd
anyway.
love to continue that conversation because I love the idea of helping, more people. And I mean, that's why I'm a trainer.
Well, and the stuff that you do is so cool too, because you can take a single kettlebell in there and work somebody out for 24 days.
I love kettlebells.
I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen what you can do. So
it's like, talk dirty to me. I can take a kettlebell. I'm there.
That's why I use them, because I want people to know, you don't need to necessarily have Mac Daddy equipment or outfits or anything to be in great shape. You need one kettlebell. You can get a lot done with one kettlebell.
And this goes for other practices as well. Like, we want a Tai Chi practitioner, somebody that can come instruct. Obviously, we can't do hand-to-hand combat or boxing or jiu-jitsu as much as I wish we could. We can't, but flow movement like Tai Chi. Yoga, I've got a couple people that are ready to do yoga, but if I would like to be able to have just a complete roster at all times to be able to say, if somebody can't make it, I never want this place to be empty, because I'll show up. And a lot of these organizations, they say that they're going to do these things. I'm there. I see they're not always there. I want to make sure somebody's always there. Same goes for you.
Well, you have to make sure you find people that have a big heart like you have. I'm
going to need you in there too.
Let's go.
Okay, cool.
It's easy.
In Tennessee, it's legally binding, a verbal agreement in the presence of a third party.
Absolutely. We have multiple parties.
Carry you around with me in my pocket.
I actually made that up too. I don't know if it is or not.
It actually is.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Verbal agreements are binding, but I'm a man of my word, so it's binding. It's binding either way.
I'd love to have it. For me, they'd love it.
Yeah. Before we get you out of here, man, we got to get into what we call, now this is different from the basket of debate. This is some random facts. That's what I call them. But we call it here at NFM, we call it the Stretch Your Intellect. Okay. And this is brought to you by the Stretch Zone in Franklin. And these are real facts, supposedly. Not really. Sometimes we debate that, whether or not these are actual.
I was going to say, it's weird when you say these are real facts, supposedly.
Actual facts. I'm not going to say where we get them from, but we get them.
Chat GPT.
Probably Chat GPT, aka Terry.
Intelligence is artificial.
Good one. I love it.
Good-looking GPT.
I love it. I think you have one as well. You have yours? Okay. I'll go first. Mine is about Viking longships. I don't know why we're talking about Viking longships, but here we are. So it's a fact. It's not a quiz. It's just what I'm telling you is truth. Okay. Supposedly. All right. The Vikings, known for their seafaring prowess, used long ships that were not formidable in battle, but also incredibly versatile. These ships designed in the late 8th century. I want to say 18th, but there's no one there. 8th century. Were capable of both high-speed travel and navigating shallow waters, allowing the Vikings to conduct swift raids and deep inland explorations. The longship's design influenced naval architecture for centuries and simplified the early adaptivity and ingenuity in naval technology. I don't know why that's relevant. I don't understand.
Let's be more.
Sounds good.
Let's build great boats.
Yeah.
These are just random facts. These are just random facts. Okay. I don't know. I don't know why.
Actually, what we can take from that is if you are looking to buy a boat,
make sure
you know what kind.
Make sure it's long and versatile.
Yep. Structurally, This is
I don't know where that.
Take some notes from the Vikings.
I don't know where that at. I'm trying to stay on topic here because Terry's trying to get me canceled. I'm not gonna allow Terry to get me canceled.
All right, we'll save Nick's for last. Since he went first, we'll let him close it. But mine is ancient innovations. The concept of indoor plumbing dates back to ancient civilizations. The Minoans of Crete, around 2000 BCE, had sophisticated plumbing systems, including flushing toilets and intricate drainage systems. Their palace at Knossos, I think the K is silent, Knossos, featured pipes made of terracotta, showcasing an advanced understanding of sanitation and water management long before modern times. So I get the poop one.
That's what you got from that?
Yes. We're talking about plumbing. No, but that's really impressive.
That's false. Next question.
Like, right.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Well, yours is the next question.
My
So
dissertation. Let's see. Cast iron revolution. The invention of cast iron stoves in the 18th century revolutionized indoor cooking. One of the earliest and most famous models was the Franklin stove, invented by
Benjamin Franklin.
Nice. Good job. I'm
knew
glad you
that
pulled
the
that
whole
off in front of everybody. In what year?
I've heard this story a million times.
1742.
Yeah.
It was designed primarily for heating, but also could be used for cooking. Cast iron stoves became more common in households during the 19th century, allowing for more consistent and safer cooking practices, paving the way for the modern kitchen.
wow, I love it. Nick, that's usually a me thing. I love it. That's usually a me thing. Usually I would do that. Usually I'm the one in that seat. I love it. I think it was perfect.
I think that's funny.
I was just doing that to get a stripe on my belt from my jiu-jitsu coach.
And
you appreciate that.
What, did you expect me to fight you?
No. He loves jokes like that. It didn't matter if it offended anybody.
Yeah, when you can fight, you don't worry about offending people. It's like, what are you gonna do about it? It's like, okay, touche, Nick.
Life is too short.
You can fight. You're like, what are you gonna do? I mean, Nick,
We would have made the same joke.
I feel better. She would offend me.
we love to leave our guests with the last word. So whatever that is, it can be about fitness, it can be about jiu-jitsu, it can be about your nonprofit, it can be about your pop rock star band. If you want to leave us your Spotify link, we'll play that in the background. Whatever it is you want to leave our people with, we like to leave you with the last word.
Well, if we make my music the soundtrack to the parting song,
got you.
Everybody will cry. So I don't have any music that's like uppity. So
emotion.
We don't want to do that.
Emotion is a good time. It's a good thing.
We'll work the magic.
No, always come see me at jiu-jitsu. Let's expand that. But then, seriously, if anybody can get involved, has anything to contribute to this organization, man, arms are wide open. We love it. It's brand new to us, so we don't even know what it's capable of yet. I'd like to see.
Yeah.
Like people make some suggestions that I haven't even thought of yet. So.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, and I also appreciate the fact that you guys have the momentum that I've gotten in the first place has come from Terry reaching out from the beginning. So all the things that happen from here on, I appreciate you guys for having an interest and showing support. And
Terry's an opportunity maker. He's
an opportunist. What'd you say?
Guy.
Terry's an opportunist.
He's an opportunity creator.
Opportunity creator. Got you.
He's the king of creating opportunities for others. It's like he's a saint.
He's a good dude.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a while, but he's a good dude.
I know, where is that guy? Terry?
Yeah. Have your looks become a problem? Is that why you hide behind the computer now?
That's why he has a beard.
Yeah.
Terry's a sex symbol. That's why. The beard is a real thing, man. The people know him for the beard.
What's the red light blinking mean?
All right. Well, we're gonna get you up out of here, Nick. Thank you so much for stopping in and telling us your story and sharing a little bit with us. I am the Jarrell Webb. This is my girl,
the Sav.
There you go.
Hello. Goodbye.